What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is your Married to Medicine review. We're gonna get through this because the edible might kick in while I'm recording. So, are y'all ready? Okay, good. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever the hell you want to do, and let's get into it. First, we start off with Contessa. Her father is sick, and um, she's saying that how he came when he came to visit her, that she noticed that he was sleeping a lot. He had slept in the airport for 4 hours, and based on their medical experience, her and her husband are deciding that maybe something else is going on, because that type of behavior is indicative of somebody who is on chemo, and so they're always tired. And there's a stigma a lot, and I'm glad her father is actually going to the hospital, because like black men really don't go to the hospital like they're supposed to and go to the doctors and get checked up. And a lot of the times the illnesses that they have were present for such a long time and could have been prevented if they had gone to the hospital or to the doctor and get their normal checkups and their prostate exams and blood work and all that other stuff. But black men don't go to the hospital like that, so, or to the doctor like that. So I mean, I'm glad that they are talking about that. I'm glad that they're showing that this man is going to the hospital, but he apparently has been getting some tests done, and because he has Crohn's disease, based on what Contessa is saying, that he has a lot of scar tissue, and so it's hard to get an accurate reading of a biopsy. So they don't know if he has cancer or not. The way that she's talking, I guess she's accepted that's probably what it is. So, let me see. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But I'm glad that, and I like her husband. He seems very supportive. I like him. I like them together. I don't particularly like Contessa so much. I think she has this kind of elitist personality, but she seems to be a down to earth chick, and the way that she handled that situation with Quad, I kudos to her. Whoever is her friend, she seems to be like a good supportive friend. um, and I imagine her probably exhibiting those same behaviors with her husband, a good supportive partner. So we get through that. He tells her about the party. She was like, I'm not even worried about that bullshit that y'all niggas celebrate mowing the lawn out here, and we not doing that. I don't celebrate mediocrity. Y'all just find any reason to throw a party, and that's it. And I mean, I think it was Funky Dineva who said that Toya takes pride. Who was it, Funky Dineva or James? But somebody said that she takes pride in her homemaking, partying, planning ideas. Maybe she should open up a party planning business, and she likes to throw parties. That would be perfect for her, because it would give her something on the side to do. She doesn't have to do it full time. She loves to do it, so it wouldn't feel like she was working, and she can bring some money into the home. Toya, shit. I mean, it's something to think about, but I ain't. I mean, I understand where Contessa's coming from, bitch. I ain't got time for that. I have some real issues I'm dealing with here. Y'all getting out of bankruptcy shouldn't have been there in the first place, but we're gonna get to that. I mean, not bankruptcy, paying the IRS. So Heavenly and Jackie are going to paintball. They invited Quad to go to paintball, which I think was a cute idea. I wish it would have had been a group trip. I think that would have been really cute for all of them to do that paintball. Heavenly's talking about how Quad needs a support system, and how her and Jackie are saying, like, I would call somebody who went through that. And I think that's like, but again, the dynamics of Quad and their friendship, she just doesn't feel safe with them. Because of, I mean, based on how they treated her at the end of the episode, I, do, do you blame Quad for being apprehensive and discussing this shit with them? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Do you blame her? Like, based on the way that they acted, I'd be just like Quad. None of your business, because y'all too violent when it comes to me and what I'm going through. I'll keep it to myself or find somebody else to talk to. She's a no show. And Heavenly and Jackie end up going doing the paintball themselves, and it would turned out cute. It was cute because Heavenly's like, I want to beat Jackie at something, honey. Jackie ends up paintballing her ass to death. Talking about, okay, bitch, you won, bitch. I love Heavenly. I love Heavenly, and even the way she acted with that situation with Quad, you can tell, you know, how sensitive she is as well. But she's like a love hard type person. I don't even think Simone is a hard type. I think she's I don't know. Simone is one of my favorites, but that how she was acting, baby, what's wrong with you? What was that about? So Simone's teaching her son how to drive, Michael how to drive. I thought it was very good that she checked in with him to see how he's feeling about how her and his parents' relationship is going and what he feels about it. It's always good. I think a lot of the times people don't check in with the kids to be like, how do you feel about this? So I think that's good that she actually checked in with Michael. I like that. I think that was very responsible for her to do as a parent. Check in with the kids, find out how they feel about the situation. He explained to her, I didn't like when y'all came to my game and y'all sat separately, like y'all can't coexist. And let me tell you something. Ask your child, if you create a good relationship with your child, they are going to keep it 100 with you all of the time. And it might hurt your feelings because you're like, this person came from me, but ask them and create an environment that it's safe to be honest with you. It works, trust me. Contessa, let's see, Mariah. We already talked about Contessa's father, and Mariah, and she goes upstairs, and Lauren is cleaning out her closet. It's clothes all over the place. Lauren does not look like she's about to go to high school. She looks like she's about to go to junior high school, and I think, when because of her stature, she's not confident in coming across as a girl who's about to go to high school, someone who is transitioning to be a young lady, and she doesn't want to be looked at as a junior high schooler, a baby. So she's telling her mom, and I thought it was a very healthy conversation. I thought the only thing that I didn't like that Mariah said, I'll let you know, but she said she's transitioning to high school and she doesn't want to come off as a baby anymore. She's tired of going to restaurants, getting the kids menu or what have you. And she says, the way that Mariah approached, I thought it was good because and I'm kind of shocked that she hasn't had the conversation with her before high school, because we're not going to act like these kids is not having sex hella early. So I think it's irresponsible for you not to accept the fact that these kids are having sex, and you probably need to talk to your child earlier than entering high school. Peer pressure, all of that. Used to be a child. Come on, you know how the friends are. And then I thought it was perfect when she asked her, are your friends having sex? Because then that comes peer pressure. So I thought she was like, no. She was like, I don't think you're ready for sex. And she was like, no, I don't think so either. Maybe I think she should have asked her, do you think you're ready for sex? Ask her. Don't tell her how you feel about it. Ask her, do you think you're ready for sex? And then go to the next step. Don't make it seem like, well, if my mom doesn't think I'm ready to have sex, I feel I'm ready to have sex, but I don't want to disappoint her. I don't want to get her mad, or I don't want to put her on alert. It's a different way you got to frame it. The other thing that I didn't particularly care about that she said was, don't have sex until you're married. Until you're married. That's unrealistic. Don't instill those dumbass standards into your child, because that's not realistic. What if she marries someone like Dr. Gregory and you stuck with a baby carrot? No, we're not doing that. That's unrealistic. And as she gets older, the conversations that you have with your daughter might change in terms of, listen, girl, don't go marry the first nigga you have sex with. Don't do that. That's not responsible. It's just not responsible, and it's unrealistic to tell her not to have sex until she's married. And then told her she can't date until she's a senior in high school. Honey, let me tell you, she's going to be having sex. If you tell her that she's going to date as a senior in high school, that will be the year that she becomes a woman. So be careful. Books over boys. I ain't mad at that. I love that. I thought that was very cute. And actually, Mariah, if you had any goddamn sense, you would make that into a shirt and sell it to women like you with daughters that you are promoting, focusing on your studies, focusing on yourself. Books over boys. I think it would be a great T-shirt for the girls. Toya, they are looking for their forever home. Her and Eugene house hunting. This is an 8,900 square foot home for only $2.9 million. In California, that house would probably be like nine, maybe eight, maybe I'll say between 5 and 8, depending on the location. That big ass house. Now that's one thing about Atlanta and the South is that you get a good bang for your buck, but in addition, you're gonna have to deal with the laws, and you just I don't know that backwards ass. It's a red state. Okay, so they talk about how they mismanaged their money. They were honest a few years back, saying that they became doctors, they became successful, and they never really learned how to manage their money. This is the reason why I like Married to Medicine, is because they tell the honest to God truth. There are a lot of people who they find a profession, start making a lot of money, and they never learn how to manage their money. So I think it's good that they admitted that. I'm glad that they're out of debt. But Toya's like, listen, this is 900,000 above our budget. We're not about to do that. You're not about to work and be out of the home. We're not going to do that. And I think it was very responsible and respectful for her to do that, because the last time it felt like Toya didn't care that he had to work all the time. But I think with all the cheating allegations and the husbands not being at home, I think that changed Toya's mind. Like, you need to be at home with me, that I make sure that, we do what we need to do to make sure that this marriage continues to work. And you being overworked and out under these nurses. Yeah. Because after all that cheating, Toya changed her whole little tune after all of that cheating and shit came out about Eugene being home more. So she's saying this is important. Your family is more important. I thought it was very admirable, and I thought that was very responsible for Toya to do that. Next thing we know, Heavenly is having a crab boil. They're going to try and invite Quad again. The crabs fall on the ground. Her and the Lord, that was a funny scene. I thought it was so cute. And then here come Simone with these shoes. The shoes were cute had they not been clear on the bottom. If they were solid. I love the style of the shoe with it looked like, like a creeper. But the money in the shoe, that I don't know what you're trying to do. She's talking about how she's just tired of Quad, and it seems like she's hurt, but it's kind of selfish the way Simone is acting. I don't know. I think it's like a little bit. I think she's putting 2 on 10. Like, it's just a little bit. I don't know. Did they tell you to like get the drama going a little bit more? Like, turn it up, turn your frustrations up more, or I don't know, because it just seemed like it seemed like it wasn't authentic the way that she was behaving. It was like you riled yourself up. Mariah shows up, and I thought it was funny how they asked her, did she like crabs? And she turned around, she said, not in a bucket. I said, okay, Mariah. And Heavenly was like, bitch, look, you at my motherfucking household. Okay. And what she say? Nobody gonna take me out of my spirit. What did Heavenly kept saying? I'm anointed. Shut up, Heavenly. Your ass is crazy. So Contessa gets there. She gives an update on her dad. She talks about the party, and she said, I'm not. This is some bullshit. I got my family going on. Mariah's like, just don't say that to Toya. They know how Toya is, and they know how much pride she takes into planning these parties. And Contessa doesn't see it for Toya. She's like, it's whatever. If you gonna be mad, you didn't call me, so you knew my father was sick. My husband told you my father was sick, and you still didn't call me, because at that point you could have brought up the situation with me not calling you to tell you that I wasn't coming. You should have called me and said, hey, I just want to make sure your dad's okay. I'm kind of disappointed you didn't call me. Blah, blah, blah. That's how you do that. But Toya is being passive aggressive. She shows up. She's not really speaking to Contessa. Contessa's like, girl, they paying each other dust, basically. The way Heavenly greets Toya was so cute. It was just so welcoming. It was like it reminded me of an old woman it really reminded me of my grandmother. Like when she greets somebody, she always hugs them and she compliments them. Like, you look so nice. Look at you. You know, it was so like welcoming, like that Southern hospitality. No matter, it could be like, we talk about Southern hospitality. I do sometimes being not real completely genuine, but the way that she greeted her, it was just so heartwarming to me. And she did Contessa like that. She just greeted everybody like real welcoming. I don't think she did that for Mariah though. Toya and Contessa, Toya says she can't be fake with Contessa, so she's not speaking at all, which is fake, because if you have a problem, you need to speak up. And Contessa's like, I don't have no problems not talking to you. And it seems like you always have a lot to say when I'm not around, but when I am around, you crickets. When I post up, you want to be like, when I come around, that's Toya. Toya won't say nothing to Contessa. And Contessa told her, well, we get to that later. Mariah's drink. Did y'all notice how they put, when Heavenly gave Mariah her drink, they panned the camera to it like, bitch, you about to drink something that Heavenly just handed you? Y'all didn't catch that? Okay. So they're trying to figure out where's Quad, and then somebody says that she probably feels like she's being judged, and then someone was like, well, this is a judgmental group, and then Contessa gives like, so she's really trying to give something from Quad's perspective, saying that you guys are judging. She probably needs you to meet her where she is, not where you want her to be. I thought it was like, Contessa's like, y'all doing kind of like, you guys are overreacting. You guys are not seeing it from her way. And I think Quad feels the same way that Contessa was trying to explain for her. And I hope that Quad sees that, because I think it was important for, even in all friendships, to be like, I'm going to meet you where you are. I know you can't be the friend that I need right now because you are going through some things. Remember, I talked about that the other day, how you can be going through a lot of shit, and when you're going through a lot of shit, you can come off as selfish because you just in your shit. But sometimes you still got to check on your other friends, because your other friends are going through shit too. So it's a two-way street. Like Quad said, I ain't got no scriptures, and nothing has come from any of y'all. So I don't know what y'all want from me. If you want me to believe that you guys are supportive, why don't you fucking call? Period. Quad shows up. Her greeting was fake around the board. Hi, how are you? And how are you? And how are you? Fake. Simone immediately gets confrontational, and I feel like they feel like they're entitled to Quad telling them what's going on in her life, even though Quad may not be that type of person. You are asking Quad to behave in the way that you would behave. That's not fair. Um, Toya says, I didn't get no call from you and anything like that. Contessa said, child, she's fake. Honey, it's a double standard going over here, because she can't call nobody. She got a problem with, can't call nobody. And then Toya said something, and Contessa said, you don't have to ever worry about me talking to you, honey, because eagles don't roll with chickens. Then Toya in her interview said, bitch, I'm a vulture. I will swoop down. What she said, I'm a hawk. I'm a vulture. I will swoop down and get your ass. But you should have said that to her face. And that's what Contessa's talking about. You talk all that shit in your interviews and to everybody else, but she's in your face and you ain't said a word. All right. She's talking about, Contessa said, you just mad because I didn't come to your little whack ass party. I was here for it. Contessa was getting in Toya's ass, bitch. You didn't met your goddamn match with Contessa. I felt like it was a lot of confrontational energy, and when somebody is in a vulnerable space, you should be more comforting and welcoming and inviting. What Quad walked into was not inviting. It didn't feel safe. It felt very violent, and I would have felt the same way, because they immediately, as soon as she sat down, attacked her, instead of, hey, let's have some drinks, let's da 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 da, let's get in talk. What was going on? We haven't heard from you, girl. Like, Why are you guys? To me, I feel like, are they telling y'all to be this confrontational? Because this shit is not sisterly. It was not. You didn't welcome her the way you would do somebody you care about and want to support, and you want them to open up to you. That's not how you get people to open up to you. So I just felt like even Heavenly was like, the bitch is hurt, y'all. Like, y'all, what are y'all doing? Like, this is too much. Y'all doing the most. Simone says, this little girl thinks she's da da da. I was like, Simone, you, the way the choir said, you act like I slept with your man, took your money, filed a malpractice lawsuit against your ass. What is your problem? Why are you so hostile towards me? What did I do to you besides be there for you as the fucking tape just showed you? What are you mad at me for? I need you to be there for me now. Hello, I'm over here. I can see where Quad is coming from, and I can see why she approached the situation in a fake way. Cause you could, it was just a bad situation. The whole thing was, it was trashy. I didn't like it at all. Contessa goes after her and she tells Heavenly, "You invited her here. This is your friend. Come and get her." When you know what I didn't like when um, Simone walked away and Toya tells Quad, "That's your friend. She just walked. You didn't go after her, bitch. What? I'm here because I need the support. Well, why do I need to go after somebody that is telling me that I need to allow them to be there for me, for me? You're mad at me because I'm not allowing you to be there for me." But you get up and you walk away and say you don't give a shit. But you telling me I should go after that person, bitch? Are you crazy? Toya, like I said, I don't know how Toya was raised, but a lot of the advice she gives does not serve the person that she's giving the advice to. It's always bad. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. Contessa goes after her. Heavenly goes after her. They notice, they telling Contessa is telling her, don't let nobody break your spirit. Don't let nobody break who you are as a woman. Don't let nobody talk to you down. And Heavenly was looking at Contessa kind of funny in that moment. Like, are you, how she was saying how Toya received her. And then she was like, shit, that shit is fake. Don't worry about that. Because all that shit that Toya's doing is fake. So then Simone notices that Quad's purse is sitting on the thing. First of all, if her purse was there, maybe that's an indication that she was coming back. But no. Mariah jumped up so goddamn fast so she could insert herself in some shit, and she goes and tries to hand Quad her purse. Quad said, just put it right there. That lets you know that she's coming back. Like, go take my purse and go wherever you gonna do with it. And she was like, girl, come get your purse. So she hands her purse. She hands her the purse and she walks away, and can nobody be nice to you, bitch? Why are you mad at me? First of all, I'm in a tizzy. I'm upset. You're trying to, I don't know if you're trying to be nice or what you're doing, Mariah. You're trying to get some camera time. Why did you jump up so fast to insert yourself to hand her purse and then cuss her out? Walking away. She's mad right now. You want her to receive you? Like, all of these things, they want Quad to receive them in this loving way, and they didn't receive her that way. That shit was crazy to me. And then Heavenly said, where the hell is Jackie? Because them babies can come out themselves. I don't think this would have gone on if Jackie was here, and she probably has a point. Quad and Mariah, they start arguing. She hands her the purse and she's like, bitch, what, whatever, blah, blah, blah. When Quad walked away, she's yelling at her. I don't even remember what she said. But then Mariah tapped her shoulder. Bitch, do you know? Quad must care about Mariah, because in that manner, the way she slapped her, I don't know what kind of reflexes Quad has. And maybe she didn't suppress that Memphis down a little too much, because it would be no way that I'm in a tizzy and then you slap my arm like you want. Bitch, is that, because to me, we ready to fight. What are you doing? Why are you touching me? I'm upset. They go slam the door. Heavenly is telling Heavenly is telling her, bitch, don't start that sisterly shit. We are sisters. Don't start that stuff with me. Um, in the other scene, they showing Simone eating the crab. They eat now, and they're like, we all going through shit, bitch. This is my thing, Simone. The way that you handle confrontation and situations and hurdles in your life is not the same way that Quad handles them. It's not the same way Heavenly. It's not the same way Contessa. All of you guys don't deal with issues in the same way, so that you cannot expect Quad to handle this shit. This, I can only imagine if Cecil was cheating on Simone. You yelling at the man to the top of your lungs because he doesn't say he loves you. Granted, you need that, and that's your love language. But you're yelling and angry. How do you think Quad feels that her husband is in a hotel room with another woman? And this woman is coming online talking about him down to his anatomy, my nigga. What are y'all doing? Y'all do not feel like I don't feel like you really want to understand Quad. I feel like I don't. I know she's hard. She has all her voices and she's overly dramatic. But y'all, I don't know. It seems very selfish to me. It just was really selfish. I don't like how Mariah always has to feel like she has to piss on Quad. Everybody knows that you know Quad better and longer. Everybody knows that every time you get into a situation with Quad, you have to piss on her and let everybody know how long you've known Quad. Guess what? Y'all haven't been friends for a long time, so y'all really don't know each other. You need to get reacquainted. And they're arguing and fighting, and this is not sisterly. And Heavenly gathered the shit out of Quad and let Quad know, you're not about to do that. Just because we get into confrontation doesn't mean I'm not your motherfucking sister, bitch. Don't do that. Don't ice us out in that way. I like Heavenly gathered that girl, and Heavenly was really emotional about it. Like, you're not about to do this. Like, just because we're having a disagreement, try to say that we're not your sisters. That's not how this thing goes. We don't do that. Let me tell you, I hope their relationships, that display is how you fight for friendships. That display is how you fight for relationships. Is like, just because we're fighting doesn't mean that it's the end of it. I thought it was beautiful because I'm one, like, when it's a fight, it's because how they go back and forth, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It would be very, very difficult for me to come back from how they talk to each other, how they treat each other. Mariah, the way the Mariah and Quad speak to each other, and all that tapping and shit. Bitch, you're not about to touch me. That's what we're not about to do. I would have turned around so goddamn fast and slapped her before I knew it. You don't do that to somebody when they're angry. And that's why I said Quad has some love for Mariah, because bitch, what? Did you just tap my arm? Because I feel like you're trying to fight me. That's like you being antagonistic. You poking the bear, bitch. I felt like it was a little. Quad still didn't open up because she was more concerned about fixing her lashes than she was about actually getting, resolving the issue. They sit around next episode, and we're going to see how that's going to work out. And they explain how she explains, like, how she's being received. She wants to feel safe and she wants to feel loved, and they didn't receive her like that. Like I said, I know how Quad is, all that dramatic and all that extra shit, but she has a point. They didn't do her right, and I'm glad Contessa gave a perspective that I feel was a good perspective from Quad that they didn't even want to receive. They're not ready. Mariah wants to fight her. I don't know what the fuck Simone's problem is. I do believe if Jackie was there, it would have been handled a little bit differently. And Heavenly responded exactly the way I thought she would. She's an emotional person, them Scorpios. Okay, so I think that all of them need to kind of reevaluate the way they're receiving Quad, because she's not like them. She handles the conflict different. She may not have had friends. You're not allowing her to be like, okay, these are people I feel safe with. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. Um, we'll talk about it. See y'all tomorrow. We'll talk in the comments. Take care of each other.